Is weapon degradation in Tears of the Kingdom really that bad? Weapon durability seems to be one of the most divisive topics when it comes to these new Zelda games, like Tears of the Kingdom. Some people absolutely hate weapon degradation. Finding a really cool weapon, only to have it break within minutes, is extremely frustrating. To some, this breaks up the flow of combat, and is more of a nuisance than a gameplay mechanic. However, to others, it's not that big of a deal. It may even be fun to manage your weapons. Thinking about what weapons to use when and how to utilize each weapon effectively for the limited amount of time you have said weapon. Personally, I'm one of these weirdos that likes weapon degradation in Tears of the Kingdom. Not always, but for the most part, I'm a fan of item management in video games. When it comes to Tears of the Kingdom, I get a rush just thinking about each and every encounter. Will I strategically plan out each and every hit down to the single arrow? Or will I just feel it out this time, blasting away with a weapon that was near its end anyway, making room for a new weapon to replace it? I'm not joking when I say I get a rush. I can feel it now talking about it. I want to stop everything I'm doing and just jump back into Tears of the Kingdom. Even though I'm hopelessly addicted to this gameplay loop, that doesn't mean I don't understand the frustration that people have with degradation in these Zelda games. I myself have felt the frustration of having a weapon that you thought would last longer, but it breaks, and even in a time of need. It can be jarring, especially for longtime Zelda fans. Item management to this level hasn't really been a thing in Zelda games before Breath of the Wild. I mean, sure, you still have item management in past games, like when it came to arrows and bombs, but for the most part, if Link really needed to re-up on a certain item, there would be enemies nearby that would drop exactly what Link needed, or there would be pots to smash that could, once again, drop exactly what Link needs to complete whatever puzzle that was nearby. Weapon durability seems to be a lot less forgiving than just running out of bombs and needing to backtrack to pick up a few more. I can see why weapon durability isn't everyone's cup of tea. And if this is you, brother, no judgment from me, man. I'm telling you, I get it for sure. If I had to suggest a different mechanic, I think I would implement something like the sharpness mechanic in Monster Hunter. So in the Monster Hunter games, every weapon has a sharpness, with each color representing a different sharpness level. The higher a sharpness level, the more damage a weapon could do. Essentially, you want to keep your weapon as sharp as possible during a hunt. There are exceptions to this rule, but for the most part, this is how it works. When a weapon starts to get dull, you have to use an item called a whetstone to sharpen your weapon. Unlike in Tears of the Kingdom, you can't just pause during a fight, so you would have to find an opening to sharpen your weapon. I could see this system being a great alternative to the degradation system we see in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Honestly, I'm kind of curious to see what other ideas people have, so if you have an idea for an alternative mechanic, please let me know in the comments. I read those, by the way. Now, that being said, I do think that Tears of the Kingdom handles weapon durability far better than Breath of the Wild, for one incredible reason. One word: fusion. The new weapon fusion ability makes the game far superior to Breath of the Wild, in my opinion, of course. You see, having the ability to buff the attack and durability of your weapon by combining it with items scattered across the world, not only does that encourage experimentation, but it also gives you an opportunity when your weapon breaks. In Breath of the Wild, when a weapon broke, your only option was to replace that weapon. However, in Tears of the Kingdom, when a weapon breaks, you're given the opportunity to use some of those monster parts you've been collecting to create a new and possibly even stronger weapon. Sure, you could just toss a weaker weapon at any time, but having a weapon break encourages you to use the fusion ability. It feels like weapons breaking actually serves a purpose this time around. In Breath of the Wild, I never really got excited seeing something like a silver bokoblin, you know? It just felt like an annoying bullet sponge. But in Tears of the Kingdom, when I see a silver bokoblin, I see it as an opportunity. An opportunity to farm that monster for its parts, to make stronger weapons. And let's be real here, as a Monster Hunter fan, this is like crack to me. Farming monsters for their parts, to make better weapons, to fight stronger monsters, and do it all over again, but in a Zelda game? Bro, Tears of the Kingdom was like made for me. And I'm not saying like for people like me. I mean me in particular. This game is so great. Like it's so awesome. I can't even handle it. Okay, those are my thoughts on it. But this is a really interesting topic and fairly divisive. So I'd love to see what you have to say in the comments below. Please leave a comment. I love reading those. And that's it. I'm getting withdrawals just thinking about all this. I need to get back to Tears of the Kingdom. So that's all I have for this week. Make sure to like if you liked, dislike if you didn't, sub for more, and I'll see you next week. All right, goodbye.